Hi everybody, I'm Alexthehunted. Sorry I'm not focused at the moment, I've just got a few things on my mind. Shall we just get on with things? Yeah, you know that. Now the year is 1995. I was 2 years old, Bill Clinton was president, Toy Story came out, and Sailor Moon premiered in America. But none of that matters because Toho were going to kill off Godzilla. This was supposed to be his last ever film. Yeah, right. Anyway, let's take a look at Godzilla's demise. This is Godzilla Vs Destroyah. Our film starts with Mickey, from the last film, flying over the island that was also in the last film, only to find that it has sunk. We then cut to Hong Kong, where a plane is just about to take off.
V2. Gear up. Gear up.
What is that?
Oh my god, it's a monster!
Left turn! Report tower!
Yes, Godzilla, but he's glowing orange and his beam is stuck on ridiculously powerful. And you may be wondering, why is Godzilla attacking Hong Kong? Well, from what I can gather, Hong Kong actually went to Toho and asked if Godzilla can come over to their country and basically destroy it. Weird request. Well, Godzilla strolls through Hong Kong, destroying everything in his path, and his way to the opening titles. That is epic. So after Godzilla has destroyed Hong Kong, we head to a Godzilla summit, yes, a Godzilla summit, where we find out what's happening to Godzilla.
As we all know, there is a hypothesis that Godzilla's power source, which is equal to the heart in a man, is nothing but a power reactor. Apparently, something is happening there, in the reactor, in Godzilla's heart.
So Godzilla's dying from a broken heart? Aww. So the G-Center find this genius young teen who knows what's happening to Godzilla. So they hire him, or he makes them hire him, because he likes Mickey. Yep, so how will he make a first impression?
We still haven't located the little one. Where could he be?
Well, maybe. Little one's already dead.
Okay. So, if you didn't get it, Mickey is looking for little Godzilla, who hasn't been seen since the island sank. However, Godzilla isn't the only thing Japan needs to worry about. Things are starting to go weird, and it starts by a huge temperature spike in a tunnel construction, which melts the elevator shaft. But before we can find out any more, we find out why Godzilla is glowing orange.
The high temperature of the seawater recorded by our flying laboratory this morning shows that there's now too much nuclear fission in Godzilla's body.
As you know by now, nuclear fission is Godzilla's source of energy. But of course this power plant has to be cooled by air and water. However, the Baz Island incident has greatly increased the rate of fission.
So what'll happen now?
Godzilla will increase in power. And finally, he will explode.
Oh, so Godzilla's just going to explode. How bad could it be? Well, we're fucked. So they decide the only way to kill Godzilla is the way they killed the first Godzilla, with an oxygen destroyer. That's a clever way to bring things full circle, from the first film to the supposed last. Another clever thing is that the young teen we saw earlier is the cousin of the scientist who was killed in the first Godzilla movie. You're being quite clever, movie. Meanwhile, some soil from the tunnel that melted earlier is being experimented on, only to find a small cracked hole in one of the samples, which means there was a life form inside of it. Things seem to get worse when we head to an aquarium, and all the fish seem to be dying and melting in the water.
The water. It seems to be eating away at the fish.
Which is how an oxygen destroyer kills. While looking at the footage, which this aquarium seems to have CCTV cameras in every single tank, they find a small red thing, which they conclude must have been from the soil sample, and is a mutated life form which was hit by the oxygen destroyer 40 years ago, but they don't know when it's going to stop mutating. Anyway, it turns out, shock of shocks, Godzilla is heading towards Tokyo.
Hong Kong, Taiwan, Okinawa. It's quite obvious he's heading this way.
Yes, but why is he heading this way, General?
Because he goes there every single movie! Haven't you guys figured out yet that this is his turf? So anyway, there's a strange disturbance in a factory and the Japanese special forces are sent in to take a look. And I bet things will go well for them because they all have 2 days left till retirement. Well, as the men start searching the building, this slowly turns into a game I like to call Guess What Movie We're Ripping Off? Well, I'll give the movie credit. These scenes are creepy and the monsters look really impressive for practical effects.
I'm at the Eastern Industrial Area where fighting is going on behind me, inside a warehouse, between special forces and some unknown creatures. Several soldiers have been badly injured, and the creatures are...
Well, I guess we have no time for that, but I'm guessing they're winning. Well, one of the creatures makes it out of the factory and starts attacking the news reporters. And one of the reporters, named Yukiya, instead of, running away like everyone else, stays behind and gets in a car, and doesn't even try to drive off. Okay, if you're going to be that stupid, you deserve to die. Like I said, guess what movie we're ripping off? Well, she does eventually get rescued, and the creature is burnt alive. Again, how many more clues do you need? Well, after that, Godzilla shows up and he's after one of Japan's nuclear plants, because...
I guess his nuclear fission's become so intense, he needs extra supplies of nuclear fuel.
But the army can't attack him with normal tanks and planes because they might set him off. So they use a new weapon, the Super X3, which is equipped with freeze weapons, so they can stop him and cool him down at the same time. It is also piloted by the same guy who piloted Mechagodzilla 2 3 movies ago. And it surprisingly works! They freeze Godzilla and they leave him to defrost. Later on, we cut to a beach where... Yes, this is little Godzilla. Only he's grown up now. So they call him Godzilla Jr. And then we find out that Godzilla is chasing Jr. Why? So they can go back to the place where Jr. was born, because that's their only home they have after the island sank.
Excuse me, sir, I've got news from the USG Control Center. It doesn't look too good. They have the latest readouts from the satellites. It seems Godzilla's temperature is rising. It's 900 degrees, sir.
900 degrees?
How can that be?
We managed to control the fission, but his reactor must be breaking up. It's getting out of control.
So what'll happen?
A meltdown.
Meltdown?
So this means we're still screwed, huh? Well, now the army shows up with new freezer weapons to deal with the creatures in the factory. And with their previous track record of taking out monsters, I'm sure this'll go well.
Excuse me, sir. The creatures are assembling.
What's happening?
Micro-oxygen. There's too much of it, sir. It's gone haywire.
This is incredible. The creatures seem to have combined to form one big giant monster.
Oh, well done. So trying to stop it, you've only made it stronger. Well done.
I know micro-oxygen, and it doesn't have that kind of power.
So what does?
An oxygen destroyer. It can destroy everything. Its power is that awesome. Destroyer.
Destroyer?